Hello guys and welcome back. You guys read the title, okay? Top oil stocks to watch this for tomorrow because we have a incoming breakout, especially for Chevron Corporation. So I want to go in very in depth what I'm exactly doing because I'm already in puts, but overall I want to talk a lot about that. Now before I actually talk about oil, I'm going to be talking about the market, do a quick market recap on the SPY, the Qs, which is the tech ETF, and overall you guys can actually skip through if you don't want me talking about the overall market. You guys can actually skip through to the oil part because I have this video time snapped. Now overall, let's take a look at the SPY. Okay, we did close bullish right at the support level, which I made in yesterday's video. Okay, we were watching the support level for days, so we have 446, which we closed right at this level, which is bullish, because if we were to close bearish, first of all, that won't be looking good, because it is all psychology. And if we were to close below this level of support, we would have another support down below to test over here. But overall, we did close bullish, and especially if you're in calls or if you're a bull, we need to hold 446. This is a very nice level of support, and we need to hold this level of support, because if we don't hold this level and we break this level, we're going to 440, which is our next level of support, and that can really look ugly. So please, again, go on to TradingView. I do have a referral down below for TradingView, and chart these levels out, because it's not like I'm just randomly drawing these levels out. These are respectable levels that I was talking about in yesterday's video. 440 is going to be the next level of support. This support alone, 446, we bounced out around 6 times, so this is a great level of support. And me definitely, in yesterday's video, I did say right around over here calls are looking great, but personally I did not get calls, or I didn't alert calls on Discord or Twitter, but I do have a very small position on credit spreads, which I'm not going to be talking about that in this video. But overall, let's take a look at the Qs next, which is the tagged ETF. Now the Qs, taking a look at the chart, perfect. Okay, yesterday we talked, this is why I make these videos. Okay, yesterday we talked about this level of support. Okay, this was our place where the market should come back and test at this level, and this is also a great place for calls. Now the reason why I like QQQ better than the SPYs, because we have a very nice appealing gap. So right over here we have a very nice appealing gap. On the SPY, the gap isn't really visible because we kind of filled half of the gap. So the Qs definitely looks interesting for a nice gap. Well, personally, I'm feeling very bullish for tomorrow, because again, we're at this level of support and we have this next level of gap. Now let's take a look at the Qs, because I am taking a look at calls. So I want to grab calls right around this gap entry, so around 355, and price target being 361. So I really like a very nice gap play. Chart these levels out, write it in your journal. This is a great play for tomorrow. If we enter the gap for the Qs, this could be a very nice gap play. So I'm really loving the Qs, and overall, again, the Qs need to hold this level, because I'm taking a look at the chart. We really don't have like a stronger support down below. Like, we have a support around 345, but just keep in mind, if we start breaking this level tomorrow at market open, things are going to be looking ugly. So please, for SPY, the Qs, the market needs to hold this level if you are bull or if you have any calls in the market. Other than that, pretty much it for SPY and QQQ, which is kind of like the whole market that I'm charting out. Again, chart these levels out, keep it in your head for tomorrow, and watch these right at open. And definitely QQQ calls above this level at gap entry is going to be a play that I'll be looking to enter tomorrow. Now let's talk about oil, because oil, things got very interesting today, because the whole market was pretty much red except for oil. We had some news with yield increasing, and then we had some possible Russia sanctions, some fear at the market open, and then overall we had the FOMC minutes. So overall, taking a look at oil, things are looking very, very interesting because I'm taking a look at XLE. I can chart it two ways. I usually don't put in the wicks, so it kind of looks like it did close below the support of the ascending triangle, making it invalid. But I'm just gonna keep the wick, so I kind of have things expected right over here. So I'm just gonna keep this wick right over here as support. So for XLE, which is kind of the energy ETF or oil ETF, we need to break below 76. Okay, so one thing to keep in mind is oil does look bullish. Okay, it looks bullish and bearish. Okay, so I'm gonna talk about that more in this video. Now, SU, we had that very nice rising wedge. Talked about this in yesterday's video. We had a major level of resistance, and overall it broke below that. Some oil stocks were red today, like SU and COP. COP is another oil stock right over here. It closed right below the support, but we need a bigger candle to the downside to break this channel. Now we have CVX, and CVX is looking very, very interesting. Want to go in a little bit more in depth on CVX. So again, I alerted puts. I'm down around 20% on CVX puts, okay? But tomorrow is the day, okay? Tomorrow is kind of like the judgment day. We decide if the oil is going to break out to the downside or to the upside, because if we take a look, these candles, the next candle that is going to form, it'll, be outside of this symmetrical triangle. So we could see that whichever side, it opens or, closes below, that will decide if CVX is bullish and bearish. So this is pretty scary because I'm in puts. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys are in puts if you followed me on Discord. But again, the main reason that I'm on puts is because, take a look at these wicks, okay? I want to show you guys. Take a look at these wicks, okay? This reminds me of a very nice shooting star candle right over here. So you guys can kind of search off like a very bearish candle, okay? Even these past candles, look how we're really touching the support over here for this symmetrical triangle and how we really reject the resistance for CVX. Now, things are going to be looking very, very interesting because, again, tomorrow, if we start pumping and we break out, because again, tomorrow market open, we have one of the highest volume indicators. So if you do start breaking out, I will be looking to switch out to calls. Okay, so to sell out my puts and to actually play calls to the upside. I talked about this in yesterday's video, because keep in mind that symmetrical triangle is a neutral pattern. Okay, CVX is a very, very similar play to Moderna. Okay, so as you guys know, we played Moderna on Monday for around a very nice 60%. We obviously paper handed it, but taking a look at Moderna, it dumped very, very nicely. Now, I was actually in Moderna calls right over here, tried to play this resistance breakout, but then I switched over, cut my loss on Moderna, and played puts to the downside, which then I went profitable. So I do have a Discord down below, link in the description for my bot, where you can actually read the trade recap for that trade. So CVX is at a very, very interesting position. Just like that, we need to hit and close below that level of support down below for CVX. I have some weeklies, and then I have next level next weeks. So if you have not entered in CVX, it could be a great play for you, because whichever side it breaks out, you guys can play it. But either way, oil is breaking out. Okay, next one we have is XOM. Now, XOM does also look very nice, very bullish. I would also say neutral, because even though this is a ascending triangle, we do have a slight head and shoulder now for XOM. So it would be very, very nice, if you do break below. But again, this could also be a very nice call play. If oil does decide to run at market open, we could definitely break out. So that is just something to keep in mind, because personally, I am, looking very, very bullish for these oil stocks. But again, any news or overall just the market pumping, we could always flip to the upside. So just having that thought in mind, that we close our puts and we get in calls, is a very, very nice and smart idea. OXY is also looking very, very bearish. Again, overall, the oil sector, in my opinion, just looks very, very bearish. Only thing really stopping us is, news. Like, we had some news today. Now, also interesting, again, we talked about this. Just taking a look at really the weekly, because we're kind of in at also a weekly resistance. Just something to keep in mind for you guys. XLE weekly. I talked about this weekly resistance on SU, but overall, that is all. Very, very simple video. Okay, again, mostly bearish on CVX. I'm already down 20% on my puts, but tomorrow is going to be a very, very interesting. And again, I'll try updating you guys on Twitter if I do flip, but other than that, if you guys want my Discord bot, link in the description. Overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys tomorrow right at market open. I'm very excited to see the results on CVX, if we lose this trade or if we win this trade, or again if we do grab calls. So overall, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and see you guys tomorrow, and make sure to leave a like. Bye bye.